Hey there everyone, welcome back to the guide. Next up in the series, we're going to be collecting all the blue coins in Pinna Park. Alrighty, we've collected all of the shines otherwise in Pinna Park, so we'll be closing this one out by running around and collecting all of the blue coins now. As usual, I will be starting with episode 8. In most cases in Super Mario Sunshine, the majority of the blue coins can be collected in episode 8, but as always, there will be some stragglers, some certain blue coins that we will need to visit previous episodes on, so we will be taking a look at that when we get to it. Starting out here, there are a couple of blue coins on the beach, which can be revealed by sort of randomly spraying water, and you'll get those little yellow sparks, that effect that you get when you hit something that reacts with water. Spraying that spot will reveal a blue shine symbol. There's the second one there. Spray it long enough, eventually a blue coin will spawn. And that's pretty much all we got to be doing here in episode 8. We will be returning to the beach later on, like I said, in other episodes, but that's all we got to do in episode 8. Past me being silly there by hydroplaning up the stairs, which always looks funny. You didn't know what that was. If you spray water on the ground and then dive on it and hold forward on the control stick, you can get sliding pretty fast. As I've said in previous videos, I'm not entirely sure if that's a glitch or what, but anyway, getting past that. Now we are back inside the amusement park section. There's this little ride over here with shells on it. If you spray one of those open, it will have a blue coin inside. In my case, it was a green one. I'm not entirely sure if they are, if it's shuffled every time you load the area or something, but I have a feeling it's probably always the same one, so shoot for that green one and check the other ones if it ends up being a different one. We saw an M symbol on the wall back there. That one was pretty obvious. I seem to be struggling a little bit with this one. I don't know if there's something about this blue coin that I'm missing, like maybe there's something obvious that I'm supposed to be doing and I just haven't thought of it yet, but I seem to recall trying to wall kick on the inside of the structure and not being able to do it. So otherwise, I think you're just supposed to jump, and with really good timing, you're supposed to just start hovering at the right moment, and then just keep holding your hover until you barely reach the bottom of that coin. Again, though, maybe there's something obvious that I'm not seeing there. Back over near the entrance of the park now. We briefly saw a glimpse of a blue bird, and I was able to get a few hits off on it, and then it flew away. So we kind of have to chase it down again. Luckily, I think this specific bird pretty much always comes right back to this sort of shade structure. In some cases, whether it's a specific bird or a specific stage in Sunshine, when you scare a bird, there's a lot of possible places it can go. That one right there, I think it usually just circles the park and then just lands right back where you already were. So that's kind of nice. I think there is going to be another blue bird elsewhere in the park, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Circling around the back side of the amusement park now, we've got this big old stack of whatever these guys are. And if you spray all of the little ones off of the big one and then Goomba Stomp the big one when he's upside down, he will spawn another blue coin for you. Moving back further behind the Ferris wheel now, we will find an M symbol way up on the wall here. That one's pretty sneaky. Just because it's so high up on the wall, it's just so far out of your natural line of sight. Unless you're sort of looking around in first person, probably going to miss that one. And then this one here is pretty sneaky too. It's just sort of on this little part of the beach. It almost kind of feels like it's out of bounds, like there's not really a whole lot of stuff going on over there otherwise. Here we've got a pair of these X graffiti marks. These are the ones that are connected together. If you haven't seen how these work yet, there's matching symbols within the stage. Looks like we're going to be doing some triangle ones as well, as you can see there on the left-hand side. But you have to run over to the opposite symbol, the matching symbol, before the blue coin disappears. And the timing on some of these matching symbol blue coins can be pretty tight, so you have to boogie, you're in a hurry, so make sure you kind of know where you're going. Might even be worth doing a couple of practice runs, even though there's no cost, there's no downside to just trying it for real every single time, I suppose. But already having collected those, we will move on to the pair of triangle graffiti marks now. This one right here is kind of near the pirate ships, but the matching one is where I guess people would hop onto the Ferris wheel. So we're gonna have to climb up on this one. It of course can help a little bit to kind of jump and create your own shortcuts as you're running up this path. If you were to walk the whole thing, the timing you might not have enough time. So you kind of skip what you can where you can. And obviously, going in the opposite direction is much easier. You just sort of get to hop down this time. And up on top of the Ferris wheel, there's actually going to be one last pair of symbols. I saw a blue bird there on the left-hand side of my screen. I must not have seen it. Past me was thinking about other things, I guess. And that happened pretty quick, but hopefully by now you know how to get up here. In my case, I did a wall kick and hopped onto one of those Ferris wheel cabin things, which led me the rest of the way up. And now I'll be working on these circle symbols here. And these ones are pretty tough because the timer on the blue coins is just so short. You're kind of forced to sort of cut. You can't walk all the way around. You have to cross over. And this is funny. Past me sort of trying to cheat it a little bit by sort of getting across part the way. But it's like the symbol. It's like you need to be closer to it or something like that. I've never really understood how this stuff works. It's like paint gets washed away faster or slower depending on like how close you are to it. It's almost like the strength of the water. It's like the pressure is higher or something when you're closer, and it actually has an effect. I don't really get it, but yeah, so I needed to be much closer to that circle symbol in order to wash it away, and I just barely had enough time to run around and get it before it disappeared. This one here can be a little bit tricky. You, of course, can just sort of jump over and just try to grab it as you fall, which is something that I probably do more often than I should, but if you do wait for that boat to come up and over, when it spins upside down, you can sort of jump on top of it while it's upside down. And we were even able to cross the gap there and get to that other structure where there was yet another blue coin. Coming back yet again, we're now standing on the sort of supporting structure of the whole boat ride. There's yet one more there. And there's even one inside that little cage there. And we'll get up inside by trying to do a spin jump from underneath and apparently glitching through the cage. But if you can somehow get up underneath, hit Mario's head on the cage there, he'll start doing the monkey bars thing, and you'll be able to cross on over and hop into that cage. I'm looking at my water now. I'm basically completely out, and I forget if that actually becomes a problem or not. So let's find out together. Looks like there's one more blue coin kind of stashed behind the boarding area for the roller coaster ride. And look at me! I was actually paying attention. For once in my life, I actually saw that I was about to run out of water. I'm growing. I'm becoming a better gamer. Alrighty, at this point, we're probably getting pretty close to being done with episode 8. I think past me needed to stop and take a look at his notes there for a second. It's time to get that blue bird that I forgot, which is still up here on this little gazebo structure, I think. There it is. And it looks like it's going to fly away. It must have heard us talking about it. Like the other bluebird on Pinna Park, though, I believe this one always wants to come back to this structure, so I'm even going to just, like, stand right here and just wait for it. So it's still out there in the distance, but now it's going to fly right at us, and we were able to get a lot of good hits off on it, so that's great. And having collected that one, I'm pretty certain that that was all of the blue coins that we could possibly get on episode 8. So I think past me should be... there he goes. Exiting the course, and we'll be hopping over to the next episode, which I don't remember what it is. Let's take a look. I think it might have been episode 2. Episode 2? Yes. Okay, so that means that this is going to be the blue coins in the baskets on the beach. And the way this is going to work, so this is the episode where the cannon guy is on the beach, and he's going to be shooting the bullet bills at us. And what we're going to want to do is actually bait the shots to explode right next to these baskets. As you can see, there's a blue coin inside. So I'm just going to stand on top of it. Oh, and apparently there was a bullet bill still chasing me from behind. I didn't realize that they didn't explode. Because, yeah, there are some bullet bills that will sort of home in on you, and they'll chase you around. And that's going to be important here in a second. But to get started, what you can do is just kind of stand on the baskets and wait for the shots to sort of explode in your face. And it will break open the baskets. But eventually what we're going to have to start doing is there are some purple bullet bills that actually chase you. They kind of lock onto you, and we're going to have to sort of lead them around corners and whatnot in order to get some baskets that are not so easily, there's not a direct line of sight, if you will. And this one here is going to be one of those. As you can see, the sort of the mountain side, the terrain there sort of blocks a direct shot. So now we're waiting for that purple bullet bill, and it did get a lock on me, but unfortunately it looks like it flew into a tree there. So you're kind of at the mercy of how these things sort of fly in the air, and you don't really have a whole lot of control over it. So now I have to wait for another purple bullet bill. Looks like I didn't get any in that shot either, or that volley, if you will. So where are you at? There's one. So as soon as you see the oh, we got two, look at that. As soon as you see the blinking red, like on their little tip, the nose section of the bullet bill, I guess, then you can pretty much assume that they're locked onto you, and at that point you can start to run to where you want to go. And it looks like I'm trying to step way far back here. We'll see if this actually works. I'm not sure if you need to be closer than this in order to get bullet bills to lock onto you. Looks like the shots do come quite far though, so maybe we have a shot. It looks like we do. So that one is locked onto us, and we will bring it on over here and collect yet another blue coin, and I think there's just one left for us, I believe. And we will continue to rinse and repeat. I don't know, that last shot was pretty intense. I think when they fly further, they might fly faster, because that was like a legit artillery shell crashing into the beach. Looks like I was mistaken. It looks like there's actually two left. There's one last basket there. Luckily, you can kind of see inside and, you know, be certain that you're spending time breaking open a basket that actually has a blue coin in it. Alrighty, and having done that, I'm now going to start looking for fruit to hatch Yoshi on the beach here. And the way you find fruit on the beach is just by randomly spraying water around, and fruit will just come popping out of the sand in random spots. So depending on which fruit you need for Yoshi and where the fruit ends up being on the beach, it might take you a second. Just run around, try not to get exploded by these bullet bill guys. But eventually you will find the fruit you're looking for. And as usual, I believe Yoshi's egg will only spawn in certain episodes here in Pinna Park. That's usually how it works in most stages of Sunshine. I'm not entirely sure which episodes his egg does and does not spawn. I just loaded up my save file real quick to see if he would spawn in episode 8, and it looks like he does. So I suppose I could have done this in the episode 8 portion of the guide, but we'll just go ahead and do it here in episode 2. And as you can see there, the reason we were looking for Yoshi at all was to eat that blue butterfly, which are always some of the most crazy, well-hidden blue coins in Sunshine, in my opinion. Now, there should actually be another blue butterfly out here somewhere. It somehow has managed to elude me, and there it is right there. Somehow it managed to be in the same spot as the first one. I just couldn't see it the first time. And in any case, having collected those two with Yoshi, we will move on to episode 6 now to collect the final blue coin in Pinna Park. And I've gone ahead and jumped ahead a little bit, did a little bit of a jump cut there. I usually don't like doing those. But in order to get the last blue coin here in episode 6, you need Yoshi. And in my game here, Yoshi spawned needing a pineapple to hatch. And I could not for the life of me remember where the pineapple spawned. So I ran around here for like 3 minutes looking for the pineapple, and I finally found it up there underneath that gazebo structure thing. So I'm going to go ahead and lob it up here and feed it to the egg so I can get Yoshi for this last coin. And yes, you might have already guessed, but it is another blue butterfly. It's going to be here within the amusement park section this time, or sort of. It's going to be actually down on this sort of side beach area, which I think is a pretty good place to hide it. So yeah, I think this is probably one of the harder blue coins to sort of stumble upon in the game, in my opinion. Like, one, you need to have Yoshi for it, but even then, it's just like, I just never really got used to searching or looking for the butterflies. You know, where you can see the blue birds from pretty far away, but the butterflies are just so tiny, man. And for it to be outside on that side section over there where really nothing's going on, I could see people passing that one up. So anyway, that's how you collect all the blue coins in Pinna Park. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.